Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jennifer with Beautiful Dreamer, and it's actually a website that I just created. I'm very excited about it because it allows me to reach out, blog about my experiences through meditation and life, etc., etc. This is actually my first reading that I will be posting as a general reading, and I'm very excited and looking forward to any feedback because, of course, I always have room to grow. Um, Today is June 13th, Friday the 13th of 2014. Today is also the full moon, and today we are also in Mercury retrograde. So there are a lot of really high energies and really low energies, and it's all the way we handle it, really. So if you're having a low day, just remember to pick yourself up. Make sure that you remind yourself I'm going to be positive no matter what. So I am joined today by a few of my crystal skulls. Whenever I do a reading, they like to be present. This is their first present moment in a public reading, per se. And I'll introduce you to them. To my left, I have Aina, who is a rose quartz, of course, very loving. Uh, Here I have Sauli. He's a red jasper. I've had him the longest, about a year and a half, and not until recently visiting my dear friend Diane, who I love so much, have I known his name the entire time. I mean, he's spoken to me and all that, but has not said anything until recently. So, thankfully, thank you, Diane. Um, in the middle, I have. This is not staying up for some reason. It's my little goddess, and she's not wanting to cooperate. I knocked her over accidentally. Okay, there we go. In the middle, I have Zion. He is an African tiger iron who has spent some time powwowing with the Crystal Skull Synergy. Maya also has been with Synergy, and she's a polyamethyr jasper. And to my far right, I have Leah. She is a fluorite and is my newest addition, along with my energy oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. I absolutely love these cards, and it's very funny. I was not meaning to stop, and I did, and had these two. But I digress. Let me get back to the reading. My first card with the Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue is Persistence with Lowell. I found this card funny because I found myself recently sort of wanting to give up and not, probably partly because of Mercury retrograde. I've been down, and when this card came up, and just to continue on the path that I've taken, it is inspiring, and I just want to share that with you. If you feel down, make sure that you pick yourself up and continue, set your goals, and go after them like there's no tomorrow. There's no better feeling. My next card actually is Find the Blessings in Your Current Situation with Krishna. I know it's very hard to be thankful on days that you are feeling down and feel like the world is against you. But let me tell you, if you stop for a moment and see everything you do have, if you stop and you give thanks to Spirit for allowing you to be here another day, for Spirit blessing you with children, your life, everything, it's very important for us to take that moment and to go ahead and just be thankful. sometimes we forget to do that in our rat race of life. We forget to stop and take a deep breath and say thank you. I'm here. I'm doing what it is I want to do. I've set the goals that I want to get to, and it's very hard sometimes when you're so caught up in the material world to stop and be thankful. um my next card is actually the World from my Energy Oracle deck. Now, it's very interesting because what you see here is a man in a cloak staring out at the world. You see that? And he's standing at the end of a pier. I find this interesting because sometimes we forget that the world is in the palm of our hand, that the world is our oyster to eat it up. We forget because we're so busy on online at work, checking on social media. We get so caught up in the mundane that we forget that we do not that's not our existence. That's not why we're here. We forget that you know there's so much out there for us, and we haven't even begun to scratch the surface. We forget to get back in touch again with source and spirit, or whichever way you want to call it. We forget to stop and say thank you. We forget that this world is vast, that there's so much that we can be doing, but we opt not to, although sometimes we do recognize that we should be. So don't forget that the world is your oyster. Don't forget um, that there's an unlimited amount of knowledge, resources that are available to us just at our fingertips. Um, so just try to remember in your busy days. I know it's hard, but sometimes we do have to, take that step back. Now, my next card I love, love, love. Now, I've never pulled this card before, and it's so appropriate for it to be showing up on a day like today with a high energy. Um, it is Door to Spirit. And it's a lovely card with the door. I know you can't really see it because this camera's a little blurry, but here is a beautiful dove just kind of wisping out of there. Beautiful card. Um, It is amazing that we forget how to become closer to spirit, that we forget what it is needed. We forget that, material things is not our world. Um, Sometimes you need to meditate to reconnect. Sometimes you need to pray. Sometimes you need, a little help with healing in order to get there. Um, Again, it refers back to the world with our man on the ledge. Seeing, we forget that the doors are open, that we are always with spirit, whether we are aware of it or not. Sometimes, I mean, it was amazing for me when I awoke to my gifts as an intuitive, and being more aware that I was more connected with spirit than I was before. And it's very easy for us to forget, um, and to draw inspiration from that. So, sometimes just take a step back and meditate, close your eyes, take a second, reconnect with yourself and with source or spirit. Um, Again, it's pouring rain out, by the way. I absolutely love it. um, Remember that today is a high energy day. Remember to thank the goddess, and remember to thank the goddess within yourself too. Show that appreciation for yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to be loved, and love others. I hope that this reading has helped all of you today, and more than willing to hear some feedback and would love to hear from all of you. Um, Please have a great, great evening, days, whichever. Um, Thank you for tuning in with me. Namaste.